Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance. And in the last episode, we found out that we successfully saved Marojed, which is awesome. And we're supposed to head over here to go to the place where the counterfeit money is handed over north of Rovna. But before we do that, check this out, guys. Down below, there is another quest giver down here at Ratay. So we're going to go ahead and travel that direction, because now we have another side quest that's popped up, which sounds interesting. Hopefully it'll be something we can actually do. And I do like the fact that the side quests kind of pop up randomly based on what, I guess, main storyline missions. Because at that point, everything's kind of spread out and you're not just running all over the place trying to do as much as you can. Because we have done that in this playthrough already, and just imagine if all the side quests were available right out of the gate. You'd never get anything done. And a nice quiet ride. That's good. Actually, I think I did that on foot. I don't think I was on Pebbles. Was I? Guess we're going to find out here soon enough. Maybe it's Hans who needs something. We haven't had to deal with Hans in quite a bit. Since our, well, we did the hunting expedition, and then we had Guy's Night Out. Well, I guess we're about to find out here in just a sec. Excuse me, folks.
Jesus, look where you're going.
My name's Henry. Oop. Easy there. So, where did that quest giver go? In the tavern. Oh, it actually might be Hans for all I know.
Greetings, Henry.
Let's see. Get our cardio in. Work those legs. Feel the burn and such. Try not to pass out. There we go. Is it this one? No. Forgot that there's two taverns right next to each other, which is weird, but at the same time makes perfect sense considering the fact the castle is right next door. I'm sure those two innkeepers hate each other. Okay, quest giver. Nope. Lockpick easy. Guard. It is Hans. That's Hans' horse. Well, this should be interesting.
Certainly.
I'm not exactly sure with what's going on with the frame rate here, but a little bit of lag. Okay, what's the word, Hans?
I'm glad you're here, Henry.
What's happening, sir?
Uncle Sir Hanush sent for me. No doubt he wants to give me another ear bashing about the error of my ways, and he said to bring you too.
It's
What has it got to do with me?
Plenty. You're in it with me ever since that hunt.
All right, we should get going then, shouldn't we, Sir Hans? The sooner we get it over and done with, the better.
I suppose so. Right away. I put some of my old clothes in a trunk for you. I don't want you making me look bad in front of Hanush. And I see I did the right thing. Jesus, Henry, if you're going to be my companion, you have to look the part.
You don't look like Doctor Who. But, okay.
Thanks, Sir Hans. I'll go and get changed now.
Clothes make the man.
1 ale, please.
Help yourself to clothes from Lord Capon's trunk. Which is where exactly? Oh, okay. Quest giver. So we gotta go all the way down to the other castle. Ooh, easy there, Pebbles. Oh, I thought there was a dead body on the road. It's like, wow, things have certainly, Ratay has seen better days. So I guess I better wash and everything before we go see Sir Hanush. I mean, we've seen Sir Hanush in a rather dirty state before. But apparently, we need to make a really good impression before we get a tongue lashing. I guess we actually get to see his quarters, too. Now, which is kind of awkward considering the fact that I have come in here and stolen quite a... Or I didn't necessarily steal anything, but I did use my lockpicking skills quite a bit. Hi.
Hey! What are you doing?
You bumped into me, man. Lockpick very hard.
What's that? Henry!
Hello? Do I have to lockpick into Hans's room? Oh, never mind. Right here, maybe? A black... and red-white Miparty hose. Let's see. How bad is this going to look? Pretty bad, I would imagine. Braze. Decorated. Where's the hose at? I guess we need to take off most of the heavy stuff. Knight spur. Okay, fine. We'll take off the spurs. Male coif, padded coif. That's not too bad looking. It could be a lot worse. Take off the vambraces. I would prefer gloves, but... And let's unequip the bow. I do want to keep the sword, though. Okay. Go back to Sir Hans. I've gotten some sort of buff with a bed on it. I guess that means I can save my game. I need to stop at a trough before we talk to Hans, though. Wash up a little bit. You know, the whole thing, clothes make the man. I guess we're going to find that out for ourselves. He's probably still sitting at the tavern, too. Considering all the good stuff that we've done for Sir Radzig, I would really think that Sir Hanush would be somewhat happy with us. I mean, we're tracking down the counterfeiters and all that goodness, but he also did seem to come off as a very impatient man, so that may have something to do with it. He wants it done, he wants it done yesterday, kind of thing. Okay, boss.
So, should we go then?
Let's go. And by the way, I'm glad you got dressed up properly. Clothes make the man, and in your case, it's quite a transformation. Come along, then.
Looks like Henry has his head shaved because he's wearing, like, the Viking hairstyle, but he's got it all done up in that hat. Oh, there we go. That's better.
Well, my ward and his, what shall we say, chaperone.
Uncle.
My lord?
I hope we haven't dragged you away from anything too important.
Not at all, Uncle. We were
like
just...
boozing and whoring, for instance.
Uncle, I can...
Perhaps you were busy, causing mayhem in the middle of the night and beating up my subjects.
No, it wasn't... Henry and I were just...
Henry's as big a fool as you are. But he's not my ward, thank Christ. What the hell do the pair of you think you're doing? There are people in this fiefdom who work from dawn to dusk to put food on their tables, and on yours, may I remind you. And then they look at you, Hans, their lord and master, and see a drunken layabout. That fellow you beat up last night was a guard, a new guard on the town watch. And he couldn't report for duty this morning because of his injuries. I had the bailiff here complaining, and could I tell him what I really think about this whole sorry affair? Of course not. That would demean me. And you too. So I had to sit gaping like a stuffed owl and listen to his grievances. Maybe you think because you're the lord here you can get away with anything. But you're sadly mistaken, you blockhead.
Charlie Brown?
A lord remains a lord only as long as he commands the loyalty of his subjects. And I'm sure I don't have to tell you the folk here are not exactly enchanted at the prospect of having you in charge. That was the last straw, Capon. One more of your escapades and I'll send you to your mother in Polnar. For all I care, she can dress you up like a wench and marry you off to some Hungarian.
Uncle, that arson Archibald tried to murder me. What was I to do?
Oh, don't exaggerate. Well, I'm hardly surprised after you molested his girl and humiliated him.
I was only...
Oh, don't whine, for heaven's sake. It's about time you started taking some responsibility. I have a job for you. Maybe that will keep you out of mischief.
Okay.
Milota of Oleshna has turned up here. Do you know him?
Isn't he Sir Bernard's cousin?
He is. He came here with the remnants of his retinue to seek refuge. He's seriously wounded.
What happened to him, sir?
His fortress Oleshna was attacked by one Wulfrin of Camburg. Milota pursued him almost as far as Neuhof and engaged with him. Unfortunately, the skirmish didn't end well for Milota.
Wulflin of Camburg. That name is familiar.
He's kin to the Oleshna lords, too. A cousin of Bernard's and Milota's. Their family affairs are a little complicated. None of my business, of course. I just wish they'd found somewhere else to thrash out their differences.
What do you
Right.
want us to do, sir?
Go and see Bernard in the courtyard. He got a report that Wulflin pillaged some other farms around Neuhof, and he's putting a squad together to ride against him. Mind your step, though. It's a family affair. After all, maybe more to it than meets the eye. The important thing is to get that damn scavenger out of the domain. If possible, without bloodshed. I can't afford to lose any men over this business. Have I made myself clear?
Yes, sir.
Very well, Uncle.
Get to work, then.
It almost kind of seems like Hanush is trying to get Capon into a situation where he can get killed or fail purposely. Because that's not exactly a person that you put in charge of diplomatic relations and say, hey, no bloodshed. Robber Baron. Go to Bernard and join the squad. Can I get out of these?
What the hell are you doing?
I'm getting out of these clothes, is what I'm doing. Okay, back into actual, real clothes. Well, not really, but you guys know what I mean. Patched hose. And gambeson, vambraces. I feel better now. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Did we... Speech 13? I actually lose speech by putting those on? Yowza. Decorated shirt. Okay. I think we are good. Let's get our weapons back. Ready to lay the smackdown, sir. Actually, probably a good time to check on our food. What is... Health is at 100. Energy's at 50. Nourishment is at 61. Have some quick noms. And apparently pass out. Because of a loading screen that just popped up. What did I do? Okay, maybe I guess the food was a little bit too rich for Henry. I'm not sure. There we go.
No wonder. He chased that whoreson half across the county, and the skirmish didn't end well for him. He lost a lot.
Now, where is Sir Bernard at? Ah, there you are. Hello.
Sir Hanush sent me, Captain. I'm to join your mission. And Sir Hans, too.
Then mount up, youngster, and we'll move out.
Ooh, I have trophies for you.
I have some, trophies.
Let's see. Good. Good. That's how to treat the bastards.
Can I ask?
Can I ask?
Oh. Come of refugees, Perkstein.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to know.
Random information. Okie dokie. Pebbles?
Lord Capon, when we get there, I'd like you to hold back.
You can forget about that, Bernard. I'm not going on an outing. Hanush sent me to handle this matter, and handle it I will.
Oh, Pebbles, what are you doing? Ah! Okay. Catch up with the crew.
Very well, Your Grace.
There we go.
Listen, Bernard, about this robber. I heard some rumors.
God, as being a relative of mine, the Melodas,
Something like that.
we have the same great-grandfather, Irvin, Baron of Oleshna. Wolfen belongs to a distant branch of my family, which, well, let's just say they bring no honor to our name.
Oh, easy
But
there.
I heard Wolfen of Camberg was hanged somewhere in Silesia after plundering the bishop's estates.
I forgot what the button is to keep up.
Well, I'm sure you've heard what they say about the Camberg branch of my family.
That they're cursed. Now, Bernard, don't you think I'm a little old for fairy tales?
Think what you like, but I heard it from my grandfather, and he never paid attention to old wives' tales.
Why is there a horse in the road?
No offense, Captain. Well, tell me all about it then. After all, there's no smoke without fire, and I never heard about the Camberg.
Horse in the... What?
Very well. Home would always spoke in whispers about our Camberg.
I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention to any of that. I was like, that was very strange.
Came to visit. Almost ashamed to say it.
You can rely on my discretion, Captain. Carry on.
Well, the servants were so afraid of him that they went and hid in the barn. Father had them whipped. Even then, they wouldn't go near Wilhelm. They were afraid he cursed them, and I couldn't blame them.
Why's that?
Uncle Wilhelm's face was so badly disfigured, folk would cross themselves when they saw him. I was afraid of him myself as a boy.
Was he wounded in war?
No, he was born that way. You see, his mother, Countess Barbara of Hogwitz, didn't want to marry Wilhelm's father, my grandfather's brother. She never wanted to bear his children. So, when she fell pregnant, they say she went to a witch to get rid of the child. Only she ended up having quintuplets.
Whoops.
Can you imagine it? 5 babes born in one night?
Jesus Christ.
That's not all. 4 of them didn't live till dawn. Only the 5th survived. He was disfigured. Wilhelm. They say the witch cheated her, and instead of getting rid of the child, she put the devil's seed inside her.
Good Lord, how dreadful.
Well, Wilhelm carried that with him his whole life. When his own wife was in childbed, he had 7 friars kneeling in her chamber day and night. It didn't stop the rumors, though. When his son, Wolfen, was born, he looked normal enough. But he turned out to be as wild as a stray tomcat.
It seems he hasn't grown out of it.
You're right about that. A few years ago, Wolfen went off to Poland, and Wilhelm got worse and worse. He cursed everything and everyone in his path, started throwing crockery at the servants. He was on his deathbed. They sent for a priest, not just to give him the last rites, but because they were afraid the devil would come out of him and possess someone else. Then later, Wolfen turned up, even though he was supposed to be dead for years. There were folk who said he was dead. But that wouldn't stop the devil's spawn.
Oh, you know how stories go.
Sweet Jesus. It sounds a lot more convincing coming from you than the stories my nurses used to tell me. How are we supposed to deal with a monster like that?
Welcome, Henry.
Midas and Cyril. I sent them to scout ahead.
Those bastards will pay for this.
They most certainly will. Let's go. We have to make camp. Hamlin, we'll take 2 men and come back here later. I won't have Vitus and Cyril left as crow meat.
Yes, Captain.
Are there bodies? Where? Oh dear. Okay. They left a message. Well, we definitely need to set up camp. I now realize that buff that, or debuff that I have next to my life is actually exhaustion because my energy is below 50. I need to sleep for a bit. So we're dealing with some pretty tough characters here. A devil spawn or what have you. Couldn't we have stayed in those cabins that we just saw? And I apologize for like going all over the place. I forgot what the button was to keep up with the pack. Whoa. Hans's horse is pretty acrobatic, I have to say. Meeting up with the corpse in the camp. Or the core. Hey! I know this place. This is where we had our hunting trip, Hans. Alright, Pebbles. You hang out here.
Jesus, look where you're going.
Long time since we've been in these parts.
Who's there?
Okay, Bernard?
Good God, you look terrible. Did someone attack you?
I've been riding at your side, sir.
Tell me, Captain, how come this wolfling is attacking his own kin?
They say blood's thicker than water, but sometimes I wonder. Look at our king and Sigismund.
So what's the cause of your conflict with wolfling?
Nothing in particular. Just that he's a ruffian, a treacherous bastard, and a bandit. No wonder the whole Camber clan is cursed.
How are you related?
Milota, Wolfin, and I have the same great-grandfather, Urban, Baron of Oleshna.
How do you mean cursed?
Like I said, Wolfin's grandfather married Countess Barbara of Hogwitz. She didn't want to bear his child and went to a witch to get rid of it. Only instead of getting rid of the unborn child, she ended up having 5.
What, all at the same time?
All in one night. But only one of them lived till morning. The youngest, Wilhelm. And his face was disfigured. They say the witch deceived the Countess, and it was Satan himself who impregnated her.
Now, this is just kind of a rundown for anything you guys may have missed on the ride.
And you believe that story?
Depends how you look at it. Wilhelm wasn't a bad man while he was in his right mind, but he was terrifying to look at. I still get shivers down my spine when I think of him. As for Wolfen, word came that he died in Silesia. Then, one day, he appeared from nowhere. There are folk who say death has no power over him.
Lovely.
What do we do now?
First, we have to find out where those Horsons are holed up. According to the reports, they raided a few farms around here. So someone should go to those places and find out what they can. You should do it, Henry. My men would probably just startle them.
All right, Captain. I'll do that. Where are the farms?
One is uphill from Neuhof, right by the woods. One here above the woods by the crossroads, directly north from our camp.
Fair enough.
Good luck, then.
Hey, Hans. That's a dangerous place to sit. You doing a little bit of lockpicking? Oh, I'll leave you two alone. Oh, we do need to get some sleep. See, they did it. They're getting some sleep, so I shall too. Get our energy back up to full. Actually, we can't sleep longer than 12 hours, but our energy will be up to 91. And it's about nighttime as well, so... Definitely, if the farmers were going to be spooked by just the regular guards showing up, having Henry show up in the middle of the night probably isn't the best course of action either. Alright, it'll be about 8:45, or 8:50. Seems like a decent time. Everyone's up and about having breakfast. Let's look at the map. Got a farm up here. One over there near the southern farm. Okay. Well, we're close to one, and we got a little bit of time. Let's go ahead and check it out. Hopefully we won't find a bloodbath. And definitely needed our energy up, because what happens if we run into some random bandits here? We haven't actually done any combat for quite a few episodes now, because we've been dealing with doctoring up a plague and all kinds of nonsense like that. So I assume combat is... Oh.
I've got this plan.
Okay. Traitor.
What is it?
It's just that you look like someone who doesn't mind a bit of adventure. And I could use a man like that. It's a little complicated. Let's just say I know where there's some riches buried. And you could persuade me to share that knowledge with you. For a reasonable price, needless to say.
Uh-huh.
Sounds a little fishy to me. How do you know about it?
Well, I helped this merchant out, see? His wagon got stuck in the mud, and in return, he shared it with me.
He told you where he had money hidden. That sounds unlikely.
The thing is, at the time, he wasn't quite alive, see?
What?
Did you kill him?
I mean, I found the merchant dead in his wagon.
Uh-huh.
So me and my cousin freed the wagon, and as I was helping him into the grave, we dug... Well, my hand accidentally slipped inside his coat and caught hold of this parchment with something scribbled on it.
Right. No beating about the bush.
You know what? No. We don't really have time for treasure.
I've no time for such tall tales.
No time for wealth? Better go and join some mendicant order then, friend. Ha!
Or I could just go ahead and kill you right now. Can we try and pickpocket? Din 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 din. Sleep now. Okay. Now we drop the body. Down you go there, little buddy. You had no map. Well, actually, you probably did. I just can't get it this way. Okay. Well, I feel good about how today has ended, guys. I think we're going to end the episode here. When we get back, we will investigate this first farm and see what's going on. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. That'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.